What's up, YouTube? It's Jeff Toffner here on the Glorious Podcast with a bit of news. Now, this news came out this morning, and it wasn't much of anything I thought at first, but now it's actually gained some steam, and it's a legitimate news story because it's an article up on the Pro Wrestling Sheet now. I initially thought it was just one of those, one of those fake news sites or whatever, just trying to get some publicity or something, just making up a story basically. That's what I thought at first. Nobody was really talking about it, but then all of a sudden, this afternoon came around, and all of a sudden it became a big story, and a lot of people were talking about it. So it's all of a sudden, pretty much the biggest news story of the day in the WWE, and that is the rumor that Nia Jax pulled a Neville and walked out of Monday Night Raw last night. Now, obviously, last week we saw Neville. Well, we didn't see him, but we heard that he walked out of Raw and just basically quit on the company. So, we haven't heard anything yet. It's been a whole week now, but we really haven't. WWE hasn't confirmed anything. They haven't said he's been released. Nothing's came out on that yet, so that's still a big question up in the air right now. And then all of a sudden today, now it's apparent, at least the initial news story said that Nia Jax walked out of Raw as well. But on this article here on the Pro Wrestling Sheet, sort of said she didn't necessarily walk out of Raw, but she's been granted a leave of absence for personal reasons by management. So, that sort of clears things up in a way. I don't necessarily know. I think this kind of clears it up, though. I think it kind of confirms that she's, she's not leaving the company, per se, like what, the case with Neville is. So I think it's completely different now. At least there wasn't really nothing on Neville. It was just that apparently he walked out. That's it. There was nothing to it. We just all assumed a bunch of things that, it was because he was kind of fed up with the recent stuff and everything, and just, I don't blame him one bit. But, apparently, like I said, with Nia Jax here, according to the Pro Wrestling Sheet, she's been granted a leave of absence for personal reasons by management. So, and it goes on to say, it's unclear how long she'll be out or what spawned the decision. So, nobody knows what's up. It could just be a family matter or something. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. We're going to have to wait for more details to come out on this story here, guys. You know what I mean? It's but I don't know if we're ever going to get more details because we haven't gotten anything on Neville. It's been almost a week now since Neville walked out on Raw, and we haven't gotten anything. There's been nothing on it. It's just kind of gone, but he's still with the company, but he's sort of not. So we're waiting to find out with anything going on in Neville. Hopefully WWE eventually clears up the whole Neville situation. But as for Nia Jax, it doesn't appear to be that she's leaving the company, even though that's what the initial report said. And the report that came out initially, the one this morning, that said that she walked out on Raw, was by these same people that actually reported Neville walking out on Raw last week. So I did not know that until I read this article here. So, I guess, I don't know. I guess that other site I was talking about that, she didn't necessarily walk out, though. I don't know. Whatever. She wasn't at Raw, though, and she's, been granted a leave of absence. That's all we know at this point. I don't personally think she's leaving the company based on this article here. If I did a video before this article came out and I decided to just do one on the rumor that she just walked out, then I'd probably actually think that. I wouldn't be surprised at all, one bit, if she actually decided just to leave the company. Because, the way the product's been lately, people are fed up. People are fed up over at WWE. You know what I mean? And there was an article that actually came out over the weekend saying, multiple stars are, trying to get out of the company. And they were actually going to Cody Rhodes to seek advice on how to get out of the company. We saw Neville, you know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised one bit. And apparently there is more stars out there. No names were, specified or anything in this situation, but there are apparently more stars within the company right now that are, trying to get out of the company is basically what it is. I assume that's probably the entire Cruiserweight division because they seem to be the ones that are probably the most fed up with everything right now. And I don't blame them one bit because it's, you know what I mean? What they got, it's bad for, anything on Raw right now, specifically Raw. You could talk about SmackDown, too, but it's not as bad over there. But it's bad on Raw in general, but it's bad with the Cruiserweights. I can't even imagine being one of those Cruiserweights. I guess they're just happy to be in WWE. I'm sure they're making a good amount of money, really good amount of money being with WWE. But, like I said, the apparent reasons that Neville left, and we know Austin Aries, remember he left earlier in the year, was apparently had to do with money problems, actually, though. So maybe that is the reasoning. Maybe that's why it's the Cruiserweights most likely that went out of the company. But I don't think Nia Jax, though, on the other hand, wants out of the company. I think it's actually has nothing to do with wanting to leave the company or being unhappy with anything. I think, like I said, it says here, an absence, personal matter, whatever. So we don't know yet. That's basically it, though, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the news down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys tonight right here on the Glorious Podcast with my SmackDown Live review.